exploring lakes, rivers, and reservoirs across the country with an unyielding goal to enlighten viewers from a fisheye perspective. Come along and we'll investigate the habitat. Much more than a fishing show, this is an eye-opening aquatic experience. Welcome to Kim Stricker's Hook and Look. There's a trend evolving among anglers that's paying off when other tactics fall short. It's the use of Magnum-sized plastic worms for summertime bass. This week, Kim Stricker and Strike King sales manager Crispin Powley apply these bulky baits along Kentucky lake ledges. The bite has been slow. However, the two ultimately succeed in validating the fact.
That right there is what a bullworm will get you.
The weatherman predicts another sweltering midsummer day in Tennessee as Kim and his guests depart Paris Landing and work their way towards a ledge adjacent to the main river channel.
We need to be, with the current rolling, we need to really be throwing that way.
Okay.
Like somewhere in that neighborhood up there. But I wouldn't get much shallower than maybe 27 to 30, somewhere in that range. And out here this time of year, if you see a big gizzard shad jump, make sure you throw on it. I mean, oh, one just thumped it.
That's a big mouthful.
Yeah. These have big mouths, the ones that live here. There's one.
There's one right there.
Yeah.
You got him. I'll get the net. Is it a, oh, that's a darn good one. Yes, sir.
There we go. That helped.
Absolutely. Good job, Chris.
Oh, 10-inch bullworm. That's a pretty good one right there. And Kim, that's what we're talking about. That new tour grade mag jig head. That is why we say it's the best head on earth.
Right in the nose.
He's got him a nose piercing. That's what happens when they bite that bullworm, and that's a 7/0 hook. You can see how sharp it is. I mean, I completely penetrated all that hard stuff, and you don't lose them like that.
Yeah.
If you lose that fish, he took your rod with him. Let's throw back in there and catch his big brother.
Yeah, no kidding. Did he thunk it pretty good?
No, not really. I had one bite it. Maybe the same fish, I don't know. And then, you know, I didn't get him, obviously, and I was just dragging it along, and I suddenly couldn't feel it anymore. You know what I mean? He just kind of picked it up. And...
Well, I want one.
Oh, you'll get you one.
I'm gonna get me one.
That dude ain't here by himself, I promise you that. It should be the ultra mega danger zone. Ooh, you said shad?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Yeah, he ain't doing calisthenics. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Was that chasing your worm?
They were chasing my worm.
Man, that's the thing about Kentucky Lake in the summertime. It can happen fast. You know, you pull up on a spot like this and there's a little bit of current running this morning. You get that one to fire, or you know, that shad flops out of the water.
Yeah.
And you get that one firing that gets the whole school fired up, and there's a lot of days when you do all your damage, you literally in just a real quick.
Period, huh?
You got him? What you got?
I got my one.
Big one?
A good one.
Good.
A good one. Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one. Good job, Kim.
He's on the surface. Look, he's coming in.
I like them like that. They don't pull as hard.
Oh! And what's the deal with that?
I don't know. You know, that's that whole fishing not, that's why they call it fishing not catching thing.
That was a nice fish.
That was a nice fish. That's bigger than the one I caught. It's all right.
Hey, I got the fun out of them.
They're here. Yeah, honestly.
I'm not tournament fishing.
Truthfully, if I'm not in a tournament, well, who wants to touch one of them slimy old things anyway? You got to feel the bite, the pull, the fight, with none of the messy fish hands.
But just like yours, I didn't feel him really, and just the weight.
Yeah, it's funny, and you would think with a big bait like that you'd feel him just crush it, you know, try to kill it, but so many times on that big worm, you just don't feel it anymore.
Well, thump that worm.
That's the thing I love about this big bullworm. I mean, for here, I really like the 10-inch worm for lots of reasons. One, you know, this open water, I think it's easier for them to find that big body, that big profile.
Mm-hmm.
But number two, there's so many big fish here, I just feel like my odds exponentially increase by throwing a big bait like that. I mean, I catch plenty of 2-pounders on it, but I do feel like the difference in this big 10-inch bullworm and most everybody else's 10-inch worm, ours is such a bulkier bait that I do feel like I catch bigger bass more consistently on it.
Stay tuned. The bullworm continues to pay off. And that's no bull. Hook and Look is brought to you by Strike King Lure Company, #1 in fishing lures. Seagar, trust Seagar when everything is on the line. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. The original Owaki tool, your soft bait's best mate. And by Indian River, Michigan Tourist Bureau. Pure water, pure trails, pure north.
Kentucky Lake is one heck of a system, isn't it?
It really is, and it's truthfully, Kim, it's in a down cycle right now. We've got, you know, we don't have grass now. We've got a ridiculous influx of Asian carp. I mean, it's still healthy enough that you see big stringers, but it's not, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, you saw big stringers and big numbers of fish.
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers are really, really down.
Mainly because of grass? Is that a big part?
Well, it's certainly changed things. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of dynamics happening at one time. I mean, with grass, obviously, you have better spawns, better recruitment of younger year classes because they can survive. The whole system thrives when there's grass.
Yeah.
Without grass, nothing can hide. And,
right.
You know, as good as technology is, as good as fishermen are, they just ride up and down these bars and just pick these schools apart. And there's more tournament pressure on this lake than there's ever been. It's a combination of things, man. But the grass is kind of the great equalizer. And it went from about 3 years ago, this place looked like a golf course, to you can't find one sprig of it now. A lot of people believe the carp have a lot to do with it.
I would think so too.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't discount that.
Frankly, I was shocked at the sheer number of bighead carp. Large schools seem to be everywhere. Thankfully, unlike the silver carp, the bighead doesn't jump out of the water in response to moving boats. Bighead carp are filter feeders and can often be observed near the water's surface feeding on plankton. In the United States, bigheads are considered a highly destructive invasive species. And I assure you, they're firmly established in Kentucky Lake, and something monumental needs to be conceived to control them, not only here, but across the entire country before they alter all our freshwater ecosystems. Oh.
You have one?
I was stuck on something. It was like something was coming with me a little bit.
Yeah, swing on that. Oh, there we go.
That's it right there. Ooh, it's a
good one?
a good one too. Oh yeah. I love it. I love this stuff. All right.
Good job, man. That helps the cause right there. Good job.
Yeah, he hit it once and look at it, he slapped at it. I got him on the outside of the mouth.
That takes skill.
Yeah, that's right. But still in the nose.
No, but look, and it's in his mouth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right straight through. And he tossed my worm.
Yeah, that's all right. We make more worms.
Nice fish.
It's a big one. I'll take that one every time.
Just keep plugging away. It's hot. The bites are few and far between, but when you get bit, it's a good one.
Yeah, that's right. Good job, man.
Uh-huh.
This is a spot I like so well, I keep the waypoint in my phone. I mean, I got a lot of confidence in it.
Catch them.
This time of year, man, these inside shallower bars like this, I like these a lot. Big one?
Yes, that's a good one.
Good. It's supposed to be a big one.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, he's not a giant. No, I thought he was a big one.
We'll take
But
it.
it's a good one.
We'll take it. It is a good one. That's a good solid fish.
Yep. Beat that bullworm. That bullworm's about as long as he is. But you know, a lot of people think that is huge, like
Nah.
a bass, compared to a bass's mouth.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's nothing for a meal for a bass.
No, I think a lot of people are intimidated by that 10-inch worm, when in fact it's not a huge meal. And you know, that's why we've got an 8-inch or you know, the fat baby finesse worm, for instance, like we've got all three laid out today. But that one's not too big.
Cool.
Not the fish, the worm. That's what I meant.
Coming up, Crispin switches to an 8-inch bullworm. Wise choice. Welcome back to Hook and Look. A handful of contributing factors come into play when locating bass along offshore Tennessee river ledges. The foremost are the presence of food, the influence of current, and of every bit of importance, the correct bottom content.
Is the crunchy rock or is it mussels?
Gravel.
Gravel.
Gravel, yeah. And you know, I firmly believe that most people, you know, you hear shell bed, shell bed, shell bed. Shells get on the same kind of bottom that we're looking for anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
On that.
That hard, gravelly.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are feeling that and they go, oh, it's a shell bed. Well,
Yeah.
you're feeling the bottom. There's probably some shells down there.
There's
but-
shells with it.
Right. That term has just gotten popular in the past 8 to 10 years. Got him?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Oh, come here. Good job, Kim. Good job. That's a nice one.
That's a nice one. Sir.
He's hooked good too. He wasn't going anywhere.
Man, he look right in that cheek meat right there.
Yeah, when you get him there,
It's hard to get him out.
that's right.
But what's nice is that you got that long hook, the
Yeah.
long shank hook.
Right. Yeah, you get past all this bony stuff.
Yeah.
That's a problem I think a lot of people have when they fish a big worm and they say they don't hook them good. You're not using the right head. That head, when you get a long enough shank, you get past all the stuff that you can't get a hook through.
That you're absolutely right.
I tell you what, just for the sake of it, you're throwing the 10. I'm gonna pick that 8-inch bullworm up.
Okay.
Try to show them a little bit different profile, maybe. I told you it would be hot and slow, but we would catch some good ones.
Yep.
I was 2 out of 3. There's one.
There's one right there. Good job. Ooh, that's a good one too. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Coming up, coming up, coming up. Good job.
Oh man, that's a dandy.
Hey, good net job, man. That was some pretty serious stuff.
You said this was one of your favorite spots.
It is. You know, this is one of the spots that just consistently produces fish of this quality. I was starting to get a little nervous about it, but this little dude right here bailed me out. And I don't know if you noticed or not, I went to, thanks man, I got my hands full. I went to the 8-inch bullworm for this bite, and that's the 5/8 ounce head with the 5/0 hook. That's a Plum bullworm, the 8-inch, and you know we've been throwing the 10-inch bullworm most of the day with the 3/4 ounce head and the 7/0 hook, and I just thought this particular spot, shallow, super chunky, scratchy rough out there with the stumps and big rocks, I just thought that little smaller head would kind of ease through there better without getting hung up.
Good one, good one, good one. You said this was one of your favorite spots.
Yeah, it is. The tour grade mag jig head has been several years in the making from Strike King. You know, we've worked with our touring pros on the FLW and BASS Elite Series Tour. They came to us and said they needed a tool, kind of a vehicle to deliver the Bullworm, the 8-inch and the 10-inch version. And what we managed to build were two sizes. We have two hook configurations, a 5/0 and the big old Grande 7/0. Both of them are available in 5 sizes: quarter, 3/8, half, 5/8, and 3/4. And what's unique about it is it has a cobra shaped head. It's flat on the bottom. We wanted a round bend hook, but we offset it that offers maximum bite, penetration, great angle on hook sets, and we licensed this twist lock centering pin from Owner. And what you've got, in my mind, is hands down the best Magnum head out there for the very popular trend today of big mega straight tail worms like the 8-inch and 10-inch bullworm. We're really jacked about this. We're excited about it. We think it's one of the coolest things we've come out with in a long time.
An informative underwater comparison of various retrieves is coming up next. Stay tuned. This portion of Hook and Look is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Simms Fishing Products, the choice of professional guides and anglers worldwide. Cushit, world's most comfortable rod butt. And by Sportfish Michigan, your source for the top charter captains and guides.
The way we apply this worm here specifically, I mean, it's obviously applicable anywhere you choose to apply it,
But with this head and all, it's made for this chunky bottom. And
sure, but the thing is, it's not a slow worm fishing deal. It's a, you know, like I cover a lot of water in a day.
Power worming.
Yeah, power worming, that's it.
I was curious to find out if there was a difference in the bullworm's action based on the angle or the speed of the retrieve when power worming. Often Crispin would drag the worm to the side while I predominantly lifted my rod tip. In addition, I wanted to find out if the size of the bullworm made a noticeable difference in the bait's action. For those answers, we need to descend to the bottom. It didn't take long to confirm that with Crispin's slow, steady side sweep, the bullworm dragged in a straight line, for the most part, hugging the bottom. Upon the stop, the worm would horizontally pulsate in place with the slightest pressure applied to the line. On the contrary, when the speed of the side sweep was increased, the worm would glide over the bottom and the tail of the worm stood up when the retrieve stopped abruptly as the mag jig head hit bottom. My retrieve, however, was more of a hop. When I would lift my rod tip, the worm would lift up off the bottom and the tail would stand up on the fall, slowly settling while at rest. We concluded that both bullworm sizes reacted much in the same manner, but did the size or variance in the retrieve action matter to the fish? After all, we were both getting bit. However, so far, Crispin did catch the biggest bass on the 8-inch. You be the judge. That's a 5/0 hook you have?
Yeah, this is the 5/8 ounce head with the 5/0 hook, which, you know, the weight of it, to me, you adjust to the depth, the wind, current, whatever, you know. But that 5/0 hook, in my opinion, and that 8-incher is perfect, whereas I love the 7/0 hook and the 10-incher. There's one.
Good. Good.
Pretty good one too.
I'd get the net. Whoa.
It's a big one actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Here he comes.
I am loving it.
Here he comes.
Come on up. Yes. Crispin, you can catch them big ones, man.
That's a long, that's a heavy fish. That's a big fish.
No doubt.
And look, this is the deal with that tour grade mag jig head. You see where he's hooked? You can't hook one better than that.
You caught that in the 8-inch again.
Yeah, the 8-inch, you know, Kim, it's the same reason you've picked up that spinning rod today is it's gotten tough. These bites are not real easy to come by, and I've gone a little bit more finessey with that 8-inch, but it's still power fishing. So we've kind of, due to the toughness, we've adjusted our tactics by going a little bit smaller, but them old big ones will eat it, won't they? That's 2 big ones on that 8-incher. I've always been a big fan of the 10-inch bullworm. Today, the 8-inch is kind of showing out.
You're my hero.
Oh, awesome.
A big thanks to Crispin for helping put this episode together and for all he's contributed on behalf of Strike King. He's without doubt living proof that good things happen to good people, and it's my pleasure to call him my friend.
While visiting Kentucky Lake, the Hook and Look crew stayed at Fishtail Lodge. All cabins and rooms are ground level, air conditioned, and include cable TV, ceiling fans, fridge, and microwave. There's no need to unhook your boat either, and electrical outlets are located right outside your door. Conveniently located just 1.5 miles from Paris Landing Marina and boat launch. Fishtail Lodge. Stay once, you're hooked.
Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again next week to Hook and Look.
Hook and Look is a Kim Stricker production.